Hi, today I'm going to show you a quick way to check your color values on Procreate. Although I'm demonstrating this on Procreate, these are the same steps you can follow in Photoshop. I'm going to show you first how to do the check, and then I'll show you a couple of examples of why you should do this. There's also an accompanying blog post for this video, so if you are interested in reading it, the link is in the description. Alright, let's start. So in Procreate, open up the illustration that you are checking. I'm just going to unhide my illustration here. Go to your layers tool here and create a new layer. Make sure that your layer is actually at the very top. Go to your color wheel and select the color white and fill the whole layer. So what you do next is going back to your layer tool, change your layer mode to saturation. And that is it. Now you can see your illustration in grayscale and analyze where there are problem areas that you need to fix. So why do you need to do this? Value is defined as how light or dark your colors are on a scale of black to white. And if you're not checking this when you make your color decisions, you may end up with a piece that may have the values that are too similar throughout without enough contrast, and then it will just look off. So let me show you an example of my early illustrations when I didn't understand this concept. So this is it in color. Now let's turn on the value check. So what you can see now is that this piece essentially just looks like a big blob of gray with little to no contrast between the different elements. You can barely see the main character here, the merboy. His tail here is almost just camouflaged by all these different corals and plants behind him. And likewise, you have the problem here. Look at the crab here, the lobster here, the turtle. The head is almost disappearing into the water. And when you look at the corals here, they're all blending into each other. There just isn't enough contrast to actually separate them. Now let's look at a different underwater scene that I did here. This is a recent work, and let's turn on the value check again. Now when you look at this now, there are a lot of different characters here, but you can actually see how they are all separated from each other. The colors are, there's a contrast between the character colors and also the backdrop, so it's quite clear. There are certainly some areas that could be improved. For example, this bit, the pufferfish, and also these balloons are a little bit blending into the background, so this could be improved. But overall, can you see the difference between this and the previous piece? With this one, I made a considered decision to check that the color values are working before I committed to the colors, while in the previous one, I just went ahead with colors that I liked and didn't think much about it. Now let's go back to the initial example that I showed at the beginning of this video. So turning the value contrast check on. So what you can see here, the focal point of this piece is the girl, and it's quite clear that she's standing out from the background, especially because she has this really dark hair here that you can see really separates her from the background. There is also a very clear separation of what elements are in the foreground, like this tree, this plant, this rock, against what is in the background, which is this bit, all of these trees at the back. I hope this was a useful tip. If you find this helpful, please share it with your art friends and consider subscribing to my artist newsletter for more advice and tutorials. Bye!